Welcome to our stand here at ISH 2025. ESBE highlights of the year will be presented. We will make a tour around our stand, and you will see then most of our highlights and getting some insights of things you would like to know. Previously, you have the trends on the market being that air-to-water heat pumps has been increasing. They are still increasing, but now have become state-of-the-art. For ESBE, we are now presenting new things like an anti-freeze valve. Our VTN100 is there then for monobloc heat pumps. The purpose is then to prevent pipes to freeze when there is a power blackout. In combination with our anti-freeze valve, we have then multifunctional valves like our SLB VSET range, where we could have them both diverting, changeover and mixing, useful for the domestic hot water changeover, for passive cooling, and also underfloor heating. For the heat pumps, monobloc heat pumps, we have also a good opportunity to use a double pump group. Double pump group could be configured as a direct mixed with thermostatics. We have then 3-point control, and we have also the ESBE CRx controllers, which could be adapted to make it useful both with indoor, outdoor, and combined sensors to having an adaptive control of the system. The double pump group has the functionality to have the built-in bypass, which you could activate or deactivate with just adjusting with a screw. One fits all for these kind of quick installations. Our SLB 130, 330 range has been on the market for some time. A high kV value in a small body. We have now even launched another one which is then with the 5/4 connection, and it has even higher KVS value. So now we are matching the needs of higher heat pumps outputs with high volumes. For freshwater applications, domestic hot water applications, where we then produce hot water, it could be done in several ways. In the traditional way, we have a tank, and within the tank you need then some additional equipment and to prevent then scalding. We have now launched the UPTT, where we then combine the two mixing valves in one body. The benefit when having two in parallel is that you could control both high flow and low flow versus one big size. More and more are getting them from a thermostatic going over for electronic. We have now the electronic SLD, which has a speed of less than 1 second from fully open to fully closed. So with a proper controller, you could then make the systems suitable for electronic control, making it possible for Legionella flushing and other functionalities when you get with the controller. When leaving the domestic hot water storage tanks, you can then store the water as dead water and then produce it in freshwater units with plate heat exchangers. And there we have a number of products which could be used. Either our CRx family, the CRS. On the primary side, we have then our SLB range, which could be used on the primary side as well. And then if there is some malfunction in the system, we could also add on the secondary side a stop valve, which then could be set as customer requirements. So these two are then working independently. In some areas, when doing larger freshwater units, we could then use the VTC500 as a pre-mixing device on the primary side in order to get a perfect mix of water, avoiding scaling in the plate heat exchanger. Here at our show today, we are presenting also solutions for heat interface units. Heat interface units are predominantly used then in multifamily houses. For us, ESBE starts already in the basement on the primary side, in the district heating network. We have then the products there capable of PN16 and 120 degree. When this heat has been converted over to the secondary within the family house, we have then each and every apartment has their unit. Dependent then of the customers using then a 2-pipe system, a 3-pipe system, or a 4-pipe system, we have then suitable products like the SLB 120 and SLP 120, making it very good for domestic hot water control. We have a speed of less than 2 seconds. We have a high resolution. We're using then on 0 to 10, and the highest resolution we get then on PVM as well as lean bus, making it then for the customer or the controller manufacturer easy way to control the functionality of the heating and domestic hot water. A number of versions in that. We have as well the SLB 130 doing then the hot water priority in the unit. So number of functionalities could be created with ESBE product portfolio. Hybrid system is on many customers' lips and also by the end consumers. The hybrid system then allows them to use different heat sources and to optimize functionality and energy costs. For ESBE, we are now providing then these system applications where we have a Flexbox, for instance, where on the secondary side then you could do multiple circuits control. We have now then put that into a box, which then could be put either in the wall or on the wall. These are then a standard setup. These then could be configured with our additional CRx controller family. On the hybrid system then providing then the energy to the Flexbox, which could be done, for example, with a VRG, then optimizing the system together with a biomass system and a heat pump. Or you can do it very flexible with our Bivalent solution, our VRB, where you then could optimize the energy supply by prioritizing the solid fuel or the gas or the heat pump in a perfect match. Easy way, just plug in the pipes in the valve and then it's configured. Some highlights on this show today is that most of the heat pumps are now with R290, natural refrigerants. When using these heat pumps, components need to comply with the A3. ESBE is now have launched an update of products of the SLB range on the Actuator range ARA to comply with A3, making it suitable then to place everywhere in the heat pump. And when we come to ARA, our rotary family, we have also introduced now on the market a brass version, which has a unique internal soft sealing, making it internal tight in every position. For those who have been in the HVAC industry for some years, everyone has heard about the 6-way valve. Our 6-way valve then has, which is here then, which is very compact. Instead of having then 2 3-way valves stacked on each other, making it very high, we have made a very compact 6-way valve, suitable for room control, and the room control in office building, doing both heating and cooling. We are doing room control in hotels. The benefit of the ESBE 6-way valve is we have a silent actuator, we have adjustable kV on each port, making it so every installation could be adopted. These are then point of use. Going then to the air handling unit, which are then providing the air to the building. We have then the GRBs and the GRAs, which could be used then for heating or for cooling. GRB is a product required on the Swedish market, where you have a two-way control of the inlet and a continuous flow in the secondary circuit. Another hybrid solution is when coming to solar. Solar is not always shining. So an ESBE solution for a solar application is to use a VMD. So for instance, a solar water is heated, and if this is not heated enough, it could be reheated by an auxiliary. As the example shown here is a gas boiler. So water is then entering the valve. Okay, is it right temperature? Then it goes through. If it's not the right temperature, it goes into the auxiliary and reheated. Doing then hybrid solutions or domestic hot water solutions where you have solar and the hot water tank. We have our VTR, which could, and then combine that with our VTR 801, where then when used together with the hot water circulation, the hot water circulation goes then back in the storage tank. Quite often the storage tank is then have only two connections. The VTR then has a smaller tube-in-tube solutions where the recirculated water is reheated and making it a very cost-efficient and safe installation. Not only hybrid when it comes to energy provider, but also hybrid or passive cooling, comfort cooling is a buzzword here on the show. ESBE solution on passive cooling, comfort cooling is then to have a thermostatic solution, putting then in combination with either plate heat exchanger as it's shown here, or without plate heat exchanger depending on the temperature in the secondary system. So we could then provide both then the thermostatic solutions and electronic solutions to making comfort cooling with passive cooling in heat pumps, allowing it to increase the yearly SCOP. ESBE has been on the market for years. We have a wide range, both in a wide and a deep range of products. You can see here on the wall. There is now a transition going then over to lead-free or low-lead equipment, and ESBE is now prepared for meeting the new requirements of the Drinking Water Directive. Within our ESBE portfolio, we are now adding our lead-free versions of our thermostatic mixing valves suitable for the domestic hot water production, making it healthy and fulfilling the requirements of the new Water Directive. Another wall showing our diversity in our product portfolio. On this side, I would like to highlight our CRx family. CRx, what is that? It's a family of controllers. The controllers are then made as a flexible, adaptable range. The actuator is smart. When adding an outdoor sensor, it's recognized as an outdoor controller. Or if you add an indoor sensor, it's recognized as the indoor control. Or you then combine these two, both the outdoor and the indoor, and then it's recognized that is a combined controller, and then it has a smart adaptive functionality. Also, when changing then the sensor inputs from one sensor to another, we have then the CRS, which is the quick, fast for the hot water production. It recognizes the type of sensor and therefore it adapts its functionality. A flexible, smart system ready for you to be used. This was then the end of our tour here and now on our booth at the ISH 2025. I thank you for being here with us today and looking forward to see you contacting us on our website or the other channels we have available for contact. I wish you all the best for the future. Thank you.